Football fans are the heartbeat of the beautiful game. They are everywhere, and most important, they are unconditional. At least you would say supporting a team seems simple. Show up, sing your heart out, and cheer for the full 90 minutes. But what happens when the winds dry up? The journey is long, and the stadium feels colder than the field itself. Do you still stand, still chant, and still believe? Because in the end, what does it really mean to be a supporter when the odds are against you?
Yes, bro. In this episode, we will discuss how more and more football fans are now picking the easy route and are choosing a team for quick trophies and satisfaction over real passion. What are the consequences of that? And are these people, these glory hunters, real fans?
Yeah, what does it mean when the odds are actually against you? I mean, you support a team that's bottled the league more than you grow hairs on your balls.
Bro, watch out, bro. I mean, your own team has been spent more time in the second division than I've probably been a football fan. So I think we can probably talk a lot about that.
But my team hasn't bottled it as much as yours.
Yeah, because your team was never the favorites to get promoted.
Yeah.
Let's not get caught up on this, okay? But I think we have a good perspective to both talk about this because we're definitely not glory hunters. We can say that.
We can say that. Yeah.
Confidently. It's the only good thing about supporting a shit team.
Yeah. How does it affect you when you have such high expectations for a team and you see teams winning things like Bayern München in Germany, and then as a HSV fan, you're in the second league and you stay there?
I mean, I think at one point you just come to terms with it. Like, eventually you just... Because we're a bit delusional Hamburg fans. We're always like... The thing is, we don't go to the stadium for trophies. Like, that's the difference. We don't go there because I don't watch Hamburg because I want to watch the best football. I wouldn't watch Hamburg. I would watch the big teams. I think the reason for us to watch our team are different than the reason for most fans of, let's say, Barca, Madrid, Man City. They want to see the best players, good football. For us, it's about the culture around it, the community, and then the feeling of going to the stadium, the people. And you know what I'm talking about, right?
Where do you get your happiness from?
That's a good question. Delusion. No, it's just, the thing is...
Like, what makes you happy when you go to the Volkspark Stadium?
Yeah.
Like what makes you happy?
One thing is the atmosphere. It's just the atmosphere that is incredible. Like, participating in the chants, being there, celebrating a goal, like it was like, because in the second Bundesliga we score some goals, but especially in the Bundesliga, like, it was special for us to even score a goal. The standards are different, right? And now a win that if especially at the end of the season where we might get promoted, we don't do it after all, but it's like, it means if we get promoted, let me say that it's not as big promotion to the Bundesliga compared to, let's say, Champions League for this team.
Yeah.
It's not as big, but I am very sure, and that's crazy, that Hamburg getting promoted would be celebrated in Hamburg more than the Champions League win for Madrid in Madrid.
Yeah, because
it means more. It's more special.
Yeah, and you say this team because you're wearing a Real Madrid shirt for the listeners.
For the ones that don't watch,
Yeah.
I'm wearing a Madrid shirt, and I think it fits very well for this episode.
Okay.
I'm not saying all Madrid fans are glory hunters, but it definitely a club.
We will dive deep more into that. But like the feeling you said, like
the standards are different.
If I talk about my own experience, like going to FC Köln, like I've been there once, and then I just fell completely in love with the club, and also the story with my family, etc. But then every time I now go to the stadium, I walk like under that famous roof bar, and then you see the stadium pop up, and then I almost hear like the hymns. Like I hear when I walk on that grass field, like
and you get goosebumps.
I get goosebumps. I hear like FC Köln, and then man. So that makes it so special for me.
It means so much, bro. Honestly.
Are you sometimes affected by the fact that you are a supporter, a fan from home most of the time because you don't go every week to HSV? How do you feel about it when people say that to you?
I mean, for me, it's kind of a special case because Hamburg is I didn't pick my local team. My local team would be Borussia Mönchengladbach. All my friends support them. Most of my German-speaking part of my family are Köln fans, so I could never build that connection to my local club, even though I was born in Mönchengladbach and I can literally ride my bike there. So for me, it's like my team is 400 kilometers away, 4 or 5 hours drive. So you would think, because Munich is also the same distance, you would think that I picked the team for success. Could have picked Bayern, same distance, but I picked a team that is, well, when I became a football fan, it was still UCL, UEL. But now definitely not a fan for success. So obviously, yeah, I go like 6-7 times a year to home games. I try to go to the away games that are in the region. We went to Köln together. Yeah, I mean, sometimes there will be comments, people saying, "Oh, you like pick your local," but it's not. They don't really have an argument because I didn't pick a team for trophies. Oh, quite obviously not, because we're literally the most disappointing team alongside Schalke probably in Germany in the last 10 years.
And wherever you are, you watch the game.
Yeah, in the airport, at home of course, but in the airport, on my phone, wherever I am, because we do travel a lot on the weekends for other games, and that's why some people sometimes say, yeah, why are you in Prague? Why are you in Vienna? Why are you in Copenhagen? Hamburg is playing this weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, it's our job as well. So obviously you can't catch all the games, but you can watch always. So
I also get the question a lot, or sometimes, and the way I explain it also in my video is like I have right now also other dreams that I want to chase, and
of course,
I don't think that makes me less of a fan. But I do reckon, or I wanna accept that if people say like, oh, but I am there every week, yeah, okay, like much more respect to you, and
of course,
like does it make him more a fan than me? Maybe, probably. Like
Yeah.
I'm not the one that sleeps less because of it, but I have sympathy for what they say. Let's put it that way. But
yeah,
the reason for me, yeah, I have right now other dreams I want to chase, and that's kind of the reason I'm not there every week. But when I can, I make the trip of 2.5 hours. So
exactly.
and not to film, but just to be there.
Exactly. That's also the point. Like we go. I've done one video at Hamburg at Volksparkstadion, like a YouTube video, because people wanted to see that.
Yeah.
It was 2.5 years ago, and then I said I'm never doing another YouTube video there again, because it's also like we make videos in stadiums, and I kind of need to go to my club every now and then just be there with the fans, with the atmosphere, without camera, to still have this as my hobby, not just a job. And I agree with you with the fact that you can't judge people just for not attending as many games. I would never judge it. Also, like Madrid fans, Barca fans that have never been, of course, they cannot judge the atmosphere. That's a fact. But I wouldn't like immediately judge that, because there are different reasons for everybody to not be able to attend, or why they don't come as often. Of course, the ones that go to every away game, probably they're more hardcore fans than us, and that's cool. I accept that. But as we said, like we have our journey there, and then obviously we can't go to all the games, but when we can, it's even more special, I think, for us.
What even defines a glory hunter?
Well, number one is, of course, the team actually has success. Otherwise, it's,
Yeah.
you know, or when you chose the team, they were good. Like there are glory hunters, Man United fans that came in like the prime 2008, or maybe even before the early 2000s when they were dominating. And maybe they started off as glory hunters because Man United won the treble. They're okay, I'm a Man United fan now. I'm not gonna lie, many kids choose a team for trophies at first. I think many, like if you're a kid, you can't blame the kids for like people that are like 10 years old right now. They see Madrid winning the Champions League. Who am I to blame a 10-year-old for choosing Madrid then, or choosing Mbappe as his favorite player then, because they won the UCL? I think it's about, you stick when times get worse.
Yeah.
Like people that chose United in 2008 when they were 8 or whatever, and then they're still hardcore fans now, when obviously they are not horrible side, but they're not as good as before. And now I wouldn't call them glory hunters. Maybe they started out as such. Maybe I started out as a glory hunter because my team was like top 3 in Germany when I chose them. I'm not sure. I don't really remember my decision making at the age of 5. Like there were different reasons, but
you stick with
of course
the team.
that's the point. You stick with the team. When glory hunters choose a team and then they hop from team to team, and they are never like these type of people.
They're a ground hopper.
They are like you, but they hop teams. Like they're different.
Yeah.
And those guys, one thing is a fact: if you pick a football team, you can never change it. Otherwise, you have never been a fan in the first place.
Yeah.
And I will die on this hill. Nobody can tell me anything else.
How do you reckon glory hunters affect ticket prices and match day experiences in general?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of connected to tourism, glory
Yeah.
hunters and tourists. I think tourists affect ticket prices heavily, especially in all clubs like in the Premier League, and then Real Madrid, Barca, maybe Bayern, and to a certain extent as well. But Bayern have kept like the German rule, not really expensive. But then we have to say as well, we have to differentiate. Not all tourists that come and pay a lot of money, for example, from the US, mostly from the US, they are used to paying so much in their national sports. They would easily say, 200 euros for a Premier League ticket is a bargain. So, and the Premier League has a lot of American fans, so obviously they drive up the prices. But I wouldn't say they are all glory hunters. Really depends, right? Because there's even fans from Nottingham Forest, Crystal Palace, from all around the world. So it depends, and they don't really have glory.
Yeah, if you see like for example Aston Villa who asked for the Champions
Yeah.
League group stages £100 for the cheapest ticket for one single game,
That is a scam, bro.
and then you have Borussia Dortmund who ask their fans to pay for the semi-final against PSG €70.50.
Yeah.
Like,
Bayern as well against City, yeah.
can
it's
you
different.
explain maybe to the listeners of this podcast like how German clubs do that? Like how do they keep the ticket prices low, and what is the difference in England where they kind of respond to the demand because they think the demand is now high for the Champions League, fuck our own fans and just make as much revenue as we can.
Screw them, yeah.
How do German clubs do that? Can you explain it?
Well, the thing is, the concept of like how football is being viewed in England versus Germany is fundamentally different. In England, as you say, the demand is high, you up the prices. That is 101 economics, right? That's basic business, how it works. But in Germany, I would say football, of course, a business, but it's not treated solely as a business. It's also a community, and then obviously fans in Germany have decision making. Participate in the decision making of their clubs. 50+1 rule.
Yeah,
That's a topic for a whole video. But the fans can pressure the club. If Bayern said, okay, we're going to charge you €100 for a standing ticket for the Champions League, they would still fill the stadium with tourists. Like obviously, Bayern can always fill the stadium. But then the ultras, they would obviously protest. The fans would protest, and they listen to the fans, and it would be total scandal if that happens. You know, when German football had this topic with, is an investor going to put like a couple like a billion or something, and take over like some of the revenue? German fans threw tennis balls on every single game almost for weeks, and then the league said, okay, the fans don't want it, we have to kick out the investor, so they have actual power there, and that's the thing. The game Shakhtar, who play in Gelsenkirchen at Schalke Stadium, UCL games. And they played Bayern. So basically in Germany, Bayern played a UCL away game. And I think 40,000 Bayern fans wanted to come there, which is obviously crazy as away fans. Stadium fits 60. And then Shakhtar, obviously they have issues. They need money. They said, okay, the tickets are going to be, don't remember the exact amount, but I think they were like cheapest, they were like 70, 80 euros, cheapest tickets. And then I think 36,000 Bayern fans immediately canceled their tickets.
Yeah.
Because the Südkurve München, the ultras said, like, they decided that. And then the ticket prices went down. So in Germany, ultras have fans have the power, and in England they don't have any power.
And there's also a lot of cohesion between the fans. Like so, if the ultras decide that, people kind of tend to listen.
Right, they're organized.
Yeah, it's more organized. Is the rise of social media fueling like more glory hunting? You say like for example on Twitter. What's your experience there? Because you were quite kind of big on Twitter.
I get cancelled every week on Twitter, often for topics like that. I can probably mention the little debate we had last week there with Barcelona fans. Overall, I would say yes, social media is definitely contributing to that. But I think social media is like how do you say it in English? Two-sided blades. It's two sides of the story. Social media makes football way more accessible for people that are not in the native countries of the clubs, and that's great. But obviously, then it also pushes the big clubs because, like, obviously clubs like Real Madrid, Barcelona have over 100 million on one single platform. The Premier League clubs, Bayern as well, PSG, and then obviously the gap in terms of number of fan base between these clubs and then the smaller clubs from that country becomes even bigger because within their native countries they would have their fan bases, the smaller clubs. But why would a guy from India say, okay, I'm watching English football now, and I decide to become a Brentford fan? They pick a top 6 team 99% of the time, and that's why obviously I can't blame them, right? Because they haven't really heard about the other teams. And then about the glory hunting part, it is a fact that some people on social media, many people, obviously they follow a team for maybe one player. That's also a big thing, like player fans that are then act like club fans. For example, I'd say a lot of the Messi fans that say they're Barcelona fans, they're Messi fans, they're not Barcelona fans. Ronaldo, Madrid, the same thing. I think that is a problem. Like, not judging the choices, but the problem is that they call themselves real fans and they want to be treated as real fans. They don't even have any idea about the history of real fans of the club. But not generalizing, right? There are many real fans that are in India, in whatever, China, any part of the world of European clubs, many real fans that just can't come to the stadiums.
You see leagues and clubs like take advantage of it, because the MLS, for example, they promote heavily with Messi, like their entire
course.
whenever
Of course.
Inter Miami is playing, Messi's playing. Like it's not Inter Miami, Messi is
And the
playing.
prizes, they go up like crazy for every game where Messi's playing.
Yeah, so I also think like it's really two-sided in that way. There's also this bar in America that went really viral where you can attend the game like in 4D. I don't know if you have seen it. Like do you
What
ever
was it, Man United game or whatever? I think that was actually a cool idea.
But do you think that can ever replace the magic that represents a match day experience here in Europe?
Never. It's not the same thing.
Why?
Because you have you kind of, it looks like you're in the same. You have the sound maybe as well. The noise is there. Maybe they have amazing speakers. You have the immersive 3D whatever experience, 4D whatever. But it's not the same thing as being there. Maybe if there's like the ultras put smoke or something, you don't see anything, or you smell the smoke, and then you like the goal is scored, you hug a stranger next to you. I mean, there will be people as well next to them. It's like a cinema.
In the bars, yeah.
But I don't think it's the same thing. The walk, it's not just about the sitting in the stadium watching the game. As you said before, the walk to the stadium at a bar. I mean, you could have like a fan bar in New York or wherever that thing is, and then go to watch the game. I think it's good. Not get me wrong. I think it's really good, and it's cool way for people who can't afford to go to the stadium or don't have the time. The distance is there to get a more real experience of their favorite team. I love it, but I think going to the actual ground is like, it's not just watching the game. It's everything around it. The people, the pubs, the city, the feeling that you get from people. Maybe a day before the game, even in the city, the tension that is in the air. It's everything. It's everything that. So I don't think this is even meant to replace that. We're not going to have empty stadiums because these things exist.
No.
now.
I was just.
Yeah, but what do you think about it?
Well, yeah, no, I agree for sure. Like whenever I'm in a stadium, I also think like I can see the game much better than on TV. Like people always disagree with me on that, but
that's a hot take though, bro.
I actually see the players like move. I see how they feel. I see how when they, for example, stand still for a few moments, or like all that. I pay attention on that, and I don't know. I just love it way more than being than sitting on my couch and watch it on television. So
it's different, right?
Yeah, it's way different.
Think in terms of if you're really like a tactical who pays attention to that, then I think TV is actually better. If you want to analyze the tactics strategy, because you have the replays, you have everything, but of course there's also parts where you don't see a certain player in a cam on TV, but you see him in the stadium, and you can focus on a single player more in the stadium, I think.
When I'm filming a video at a game, then like the most asked question the people ask me is like, do you see the game? Like do you experience it? And I'm always like, bro, you have no idea how much I experience it. Like I know every moment, because one, I'm so focused.
Yeah.
But two, I am actually watching it so much. Like I'm paying attention to every detail. Whenever the fans do something or they prepare a tifo or pyro, I immediately recognize it. And when I'm with my friends, for example, at a game in Utrecht, my local town, then I'm always so drunk. Like
I was gonna say, bro.
Like I just don't watch.
There was a game.
Like I'm just talking with them, and yeah, that's such a difference.
So after the game, you'll have to ask people what was the score.
For real.
No idea what
sometimes that's the case. Like or I hear people yell and I'm like, yeah.
Oh, I guess it's a goal. Yeah, that's sick, bro. No, I think stadium experience is crazy, and I hope we don't want to gatekeep that just for locals, right? Something that comes off as, because I talk a lot about fan culture and be like, real fans, glory hunters, talk a lot about that. That's kind of my topic. And it comes across as maybe I'm trying to gatekeep the stadium experience for, let's say, Europeans or something. Not trying to do that at all. I really think like tourism is not bad in football stadiums. But I think when you come to a stadium and then you, like as a fan, first time maybe you come from across the world, it's good if you kind of know some chants.
Yeah.
Because if there's tourists that come over, they go for a single player and they have no idea about a single chant of the team. And then what I always say is, okay, there's many tourists in there. Of course, the atmosphere will be worse. Yeah. And it's a fact usually, because tourists usually don't know the chants. And that's just what I say. It doesn't mean that I hate tourists. But of course, locals will create a much better atmosphere usually.
Yeah. And if we put the scope on us, like, do you reckon us recording the game also ruins the atmosphere?
It depends. I mean, if there's a 20,000 people recording the game, sure. So I'm not acting like I participate in the atmosphere when I record. I've tried to honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. I try to learn some of the chants before, like when I went to Sparta or to Copenhagen, like to different countries. I try to look up the chants, so at least I know one or two chants. So when they sing, I recognize it. And I can be like, just go with it.
You did it at Kerala
At
Blast.
Kerala,
Like,
yeah, but that
you
was
sang a
easy
lot.
chant. It was like KV, KV.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I try, because I agree with you. If I'm there and I'm in the fans, or well, that was special in Kerala, but I'm in the stadium and I don't participate at all, I think it's sad. Like, because
So actually, we're ruining the
I
atmosphere.
think in that case, it kind of, at least we're not contributing.
No.
So then we're like a tourist. So I try
we
to.
are bad.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. So I try to at least, like, sometimes I can't speak the language. So for example, in India, I couldn't speak the local language, but the English chants I could do. And then, or at least like celebrate like when there's a goal, because you wanna kind of, it's kind of a matter of respect as well, I think.
The main question here is like, why do we do what we do? Like, why did I start doing this? And then I always answer it like, I just want to bring the atmosphere that I witnessed in the stadium to so many people.
Yeah.
Like fans that couldn't go. Like my first video was for someone who's in a wheelchair and now unfortunately passed away.
Oh,
But
wow.
he was sick and he couldn't go to the stadium. And then I was stuck in my office firm life, and I was like, oh man, I need to do something with my passion. And I love football and I love video making, storytelling. So that's when I was like, okay, man, let's go. So I literally woke up. I took my shit phone to the stadium. I pressed record and I filmed for 50 minutes straight the songs and the goals. And then I showed him and I said like, oh, you have to put it on YouTube, man. And then I put it on YouTube. And then I saw 100 views, 200 views,
Wow.
400 views. And that's how I started this. So never with the real intention or, oh, I'm going to be in the middle of the picture. Like my first 50 videos were maybe faceless.
You didn't show yourself.
It was literally about the atmosphere. And then I also had a passion for presenting, networking. And then it slightly shifted to, showing my face to the camera. And now I feel like it's much more personalized. So people kind of also get to know me and they are on a trip with me now, I would say. But that's how I started, and that was my goal always. And that's why maybe I'm also slowing down now on stadium videos, because I feel like the goal of me being there isn't the same as it was before. And I see a lot of people now go to the stadium in hope that something bad happens.
No.
And that's not
clickbait title or whatever.
Yeah, and that's not me. And the wrong thing about it is, of course, I've done it in the beginning because I was thinking, oh yeah, man, maybe if I put that title, I can get 1,000 more views. Like everyone has guilt in that.
Someone tells you you have to do this.
But I feel like there's a shift coming for me personal, and we will see about it. But yeah, definitely when people say, "Oh yeah, you are a stadium," I hate the name. If people say to me "stadium vlogger,"
Ooh,
because for me, like the videos have such a team as well. Like
that's beautiful, bro. No, to add to that point, I think that's the point. Like we want to kind of show that to people that can't go, and then take them with us on the journey, basically. And every time we get at least me, you probably as well, get a comment like that, like saying, yo, I'm from this country, and I'm from India, I'm from the US, I'm from wherever, couldn't go, never been to the stadium, thank you for showing me the atmosphere. That's the most beautiful comments, bro, because you can actually make that possible for people that can't go. And then you realize, of course, there are many, many, many real fans, because in Germany, I think, for Germany, sometimes I love Germany, but sometimes such a backwards attitude. German fans, they are truly gatekeeping sometimes the game for themselves. They are like, anyone who's not from this, anyone who's not German, he's not a real fan. That's
but then the counter side,
that's bullshit, bro.
The counter side to that is that they are so proud to be named the best fans, or they are so proud. Like that's.
And then why if you want to be named the best fans, why don't you show your the atmosphere to people outside of Germany? Why don't you? I'm not generalizing, but there's so many. The most negative comments about this kind of thing that we do, stadium blogging, at least for me, always from Germans.
Yeah, okay. But like a big ultra from a German club once said to me like, hey man, I really appreciate what you're doing and you're doing a great job. We appreciate you, but don't come close. And
that's totally fair, bro.
And
that's
then I was like,
so fair.
Okay, maybe I now understand it. Like, okay, they are happy. They are not going to say, oh, we're happy that you're here. And like he said it, but they're not going to say we're happy that you're here, but they are happy to see the footage after.
Yeah.
Like I know for sure they're watching
that as
when they lit the pyro. Like that's
of course when they spend so much time on a pyro. Of course they appreciate someone taking that. But you just don't go close. Don't film their faces, right?
Yeah.
Like we know that. Yeah. No, but
And
Sure.
for me, the most valuable comments, and that's why the league, the French league, also worked with me 2 weeks ago, is because like I get comments when people say, "I watched this video and now it's on my bucket list. I have to
Yeah.
go there."
Oh yeah. Of
And
course.
I sometimes feel bad because that attracts tourists sometimes, but it also for the club gains
course.
revenue, and so there are so many parts why we do what we do, and I feel like there's value in what we do. But rest assured, we are aware of our counterparts. You know, Finn, there's something I really hate, and that's people that spread misinformation about football fans in general. And that's why it's time for
Debunking myths.
every tourist is a glory hunter.
Yeah, that's easy. No, like
No?
that's easy. No, I've met a lot of people on my journey, a lot of tourists, and that are actual fans of the club for many, many years, know the club inside out. So that to say that is just pure European ignorance, in my opinion.
I've met once a fan at Köln, and he was there for the first time, but he had the jersey and the scarf, etc. And he was so happy to go in, and from the first minute he sang all the songs like really loud, really passionate, and
just
all the other fans behind him were almost like a bit like, "Bro, sit down, sit down."
it's crazy. And also the video, you saw that video from the, I think it was I saw like many videos from Asian people coming to Europe for, it was recently one at, I think it was Nottingham Forest. And there was even one, a Japanese dad, I think the son took him to Hannover in the second German division. He was crying, bro. He
Yeah.
was there in the second German division crying, watching his team Hannover. Why did you choose Hannover? For the first time. Bro, I watched that video, I started crying as well. It was crazy.
No.
And if you see these people coming from all over the globe to support teams that are not even successful sometimes, just for the obviously glory can't be their appeal there. It's just the community, whatever, however they have learned about this team, seen a video, or watched the play, love the player, but they stuck they stuck with a team that is not even successful.
Yeah.
And they come there and appreciate it so much. You see just one video like that. How can you ever say that every Tuesday is a glory hunter? If you still say that after seeing these people and their journeys, sorry, you're just ignorant as ignorant as fuck. Yeah.
Now, myth 2.
What else do we have?
Large following on social media equals great fan base.
Woo. That's an interesting one, and I think this jersey comes in very handy here. The Madrid shirt that I'm wearing.
Which club has the largest fan base? I reckon Barcelona.
This is it? No, Madrid.
Real Madrid?
Yeah, it's Madrid.
Okay.
Social media wise.
Yeah, social media
Madrid,
wise,
and then number 2 should be Barca.
Barca.
So Barca, Madrid are the biggest on social media, and then we have like Man United and the English clubs.
For example, how many followers on Instagram has HSV?
HSV is I think 700K.
Yeah, so not even above 1 million.
Not even above 1 million. But then you have like clubs like Germany. Even Germany is an example. Wolfsburg.
Yeah.
Have I think over 2 million. Leverkusen have like 5, and we all know that Wolfsburg and Leverkusen don't have the same fan base as HSV. But it's because they played UCL. Leverkusen obviously.
I reckon
now the story, and that's even on a small scale. The example. Would you ever say that Wolfsburg have a better fan base than Hamburg? They have triple or four times the followers, or Al Nassr. There's so many reasons to attract followers on social media that have nothing to do with real fan culture. Obviously, Al Nassr have like 20 million because of Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Do they have a crazy fan culture? Haven't been, but I've seen games where there are like 8,000 people at the stadium. So obviously not.
Also, like 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago, it was Wolfsburg Hoffenheim in the cup.
Well, how many people were there? 11,000 or something? I think
Less.
It was less than half of it.
It's
of course.
30,000
I
stadium.
think it was 13 or 12,
It was
13,000.
completely empty.
Yeah, and then these two fans. I'm not sure about Hoffenheim, but
Same.
I'm pretty sure.
I've been to a Wolfsburg Hoffenheim game.
Yeah, no, I mean like of course, but I mean like in terms of followers, I'm pretty sure they might even have more followers than HSV as well.
But that's
'cause they
also
played UCL, so they had nothing to do with fan base.
Yeah, that's also because I've been now for some time. I dove deeper in like the Instagram, how to grow big
Yeah.
there, and I see
Course.
clubs also benefit from big players in countries as Japan, for example.
Yeah.
Real Sociedad with Tak Kubo goes insane viral whenever they post something with Tak Kubo.
Course.
The post goes viral.
Prime example is Youngmin Son with Tottenham, bro.
Yeah.
When even at the stadium, there's always like 500 to 1,000 South Koreans, and that's actually they make revenue with that, of course.
Yeah.
But then of course, are these player fans real fans of the club?
Yeah.
Some stick around, some don't. But maybe we go back to the question if it equals great fan base to the prime examples. Barca, Madrid, bro. I'm hearing so many people using the argument, "Yo, Barca are the best fans in the world. Look at the follower numbers of Madrid." Bro, it's such bullshit.
Have you been to El Clasico?
Yeah.
It disappoints so
I've
much.
been to El Clasico at Camp Nou. Honestly, the Barca fans weren't bad. It weren't bad.
In
but
Camp
for-
Nou, maybe better, but I went at Montjuic.
Yeah, okay, that's horrible.
But that was one of the most horrible experiences I've had
Yeah,
in the
and-
whole year. Like the away end, it was the smallest away end I've been to all
Okay,
year.
away culture in Spain is
But there
basically
were
non-existent.
75 fans, like crazy, man.
Yeah, that's also because there's highly regulated, obviously, in La
and
Liga.
also in the home section there's Barca Real fans together. Like
Yeah.
that's not even a bad thing, but it just kind of sets the tone, you know.
For
Like
such a rivalry, it's kind of strange.
mid three, you are not a real fan if you watch online football instead of the stadium.
Yeah, I mean, if that was the case, we wouldn't be real fans. So I disagree with that.
You
If there's-
disagree?
Yeah,
You find yourself a real HSV fan.
yeah. I find myself a real HSV fan, of course. So so that again would be, I think, ignorant to generalize. Surely some fans,
It is what a lot of people say.
yeah, but well, that doesn't make sense to me.
Mm.
Like there's no, as we touched on earlier, there's reasons for watching football on TV, on your phone, wherever. Maybe you might just check the live ticker, because who can judge you for that? People have lives, people have family, people have work. So I wouldn't say it makes you a fake fan.
Finn, there are some moments I see, and then sometimes by myself, I think like, what the fucking hell is that? It's time for our last segment. So we will talk about now how this segment actually came to life. Every time we see an English following, like in Europe, and for example, Heidenheim or a big club rolls out an amazing tifo, Legia Warsaw with Aston Villa at home, with the gorilla and the pyro,
Yeah.
like they reply with, what the fucking hell is that?
Yeah, they're like, we can maybe show a video here. They're like, what the fuck, what the fucking hell is that? I'm a horrible singer, but that's how they reply to every time.
Yeah. And at
non-English team
first,
has a good
a good friend of mine who travels a lot away with Aston Villa, he said to me like, yeah, it's kind of banter, like it's a joke. But how is it a joke to do it every time? And it's a bit like it to me it's a bit arrogant. Like they put so much time and
very
effort in
arrogant.
it, and they would never be able to do it in England, because all they can do is have a printed tifo in the stadium and some fireworks on the pitch. You know, they will never have an amazing tifo. For example, Man City against United in Derby, they had Pep Guardiola, and the letters ripped apart.
That's
Like it wasn't
embarrassing,
even.
bro.
So, yeah, I'm a bit like almost flabbergasted when I hear it. It's like
They're jealous, bro.
yeah,
They're jealous. That's the thing, I think, because they know they can never have that atmosphere. It doesn't even have to be a tifo. There's going to be a European side, whether it's away, home, playing an English side in Europe that has whatever tifo flares, or just singing, just chanting, just jumping. English fans even tell you jumping is fake. Jumping is what?
I
the fuck?
remember-
Clapping and jumping is not cool. And then whatever they do, good atmosphere. English fans will respond, what the fucking hell is that?
I remember PSV Eindhoven away at Leicester City. They had the away end and they were doing their famous jumping. So
Yeah.
they start really low and then they go crazy. And you hear people on the side, because the home crowd gets outsang like crazy. Like they don't experience that in the Premier League.
Always in
So they
England.
respond like, what the fucking hell is that? Like maybe we just have to see it as a compliment.
I was gonna say maybe it's just a form of appreciation, yeah. Because they acknowledge what the other team is doing. Apparently, it's interesting enough for them to respond, and they can't respond with actual organized atmosphere. They don't have that, so they just sing their silly chant. I mean, it's don't get me wrong. I don't want to hate too much on English fans, but it's just maybe maybe we just don't get the banter. Maybe because the English always be like, Europeans, you don't get our banter. We are different to you. We're not Europeans, and we have different banter. Which is okay. Maybe we do. Maybe we're just not funny, bro. Maybe.
Yeah. or we don't quite understand the English
We just don't
culture
understand the
yet.
humor.
So please, guys, if you do understand it, let us know.
Enlighten us, man. What's that about?
And finally, we end our podcast with some questions from viewers.
Yes, brother. I have a really good one actually that came from Brian, and he asked, kind of fits to this topic as well. Cup finals or like super cups that are played in different countries, for example, Spain playing Saudi Arabia, or I think they wanted to play La Liga games in the US. Do you agree with that stuff? Do you think that's a good step for football to move into that direction?
I am so against that. Like your club, some clubs finally get to play for that kind of cup, and then it is played in Saudi Arabia with fans who have absolutely nothing with those clubs. Like they have no bond. Of course, there will be 1,000 fans that actually like the club, who are as you a fan from distance. No, but like they
So they're
are
gonna play German Cup final in Hamburg then.
they are a fan and can't go to every game. Like for them, they are lucky, but the point of it is to make money, and
course.
and the point should always be fans first. So I'm so against it. Good question, but I'm so against it.
Yeah, as you said, bro, there might be a small percentage of fans that actually are real fans, as we talked about, don't live there, live in Saudi Arabia. Madrid fans, Spanish Super Cup. So they're playing. Mallorca is there, right? Mallorca.
Mhm.
They're playing in the Spanish Super Cup for the first time in, I don't know, ever, because they won the cup final.
Yeah.
How big of a punch in the face is it for real Mallorca fans to host that thing in Saudi Arabia? Again, nothing against Saudi Arabia, but how many Mallorca fans will there be in Saudi Arabia that live there that actually want to watch that team? They all just come from Madrid and Barca, we know that. And then Mallorca fans have been, I don't know, waiting for ages to have their team in such a big game.
Yeah.
And now they have to fly over to Saudi Arabia? It's not about the country but it's about the fact that they make real fans spend, I don't know, their life savings on such a trip.
Yeah.
And they make so many real fans not being able to attend. I think it's a disgrace. And if it ever happens in Germany, fans will riot for a reason.
Yeah.
You have a subscriber question as well for me, right?
I have also a subscriber question from Ari H. Which team would you define as a glory hunter club?
Oof.
Could you name one?
Oh, I'm gonna get roasted for this, man. Just one?
Just one.
Oh,
Which one comes to your mind
I
now?
have to name two, bro. Because
Okay.
okay, if I have to name one, then right now it is the shirt that I'm wearing. For those that don't watch, it is Real Madrid. Because obviously, and this is not a front at Real Madrid, they have a good local fan base as well. Then it's kind of being pushed out of the stadiums a bit. But I mean, they've won many of the last Champions Leagues. Of course, they currently have the most glory hunting fans. A few years ago, I would have said Barca. I think those two are up there: Madrid, Barca, and then probably right now Man City. I think those three are the ones that probably have the most glory hunter fans. Not saying that they don't have local fans, but they just have the most fans that are plastics.
My number one take will be Manchester City.
Okay.
Like, how on earth can you have 5 years of success? Like, won
They've had like a decade.
won so many trophies, and the moment you play a derby against Manchester United, your team pulls up a fight. It goes very well till the 80th minute. You're 1-0 up, then you concede 2 goals, which can happen. And you immediately after the second goal fell, the whole stadium went empty.
That's
or at
crazy.
least 60%.
It was in the 90th minute though, to be fair. But
Like, how can you not wait after 90 minutes, say, okay,
Yeah.
guys, you have put up a fight. It didn't end well tonight, but thank you for your effort. Next week we go again, because you are supporting.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like a loss that can happen in football. And I feel like when you abandon your team like that after so many years of success, and some players have been part of that success, that
of course,
are on that
many
pitch.
many players. The coach has been part. It's been integral.
It is not that there are 11 new players. So for me, that defines glory hunting.
That's a good point, actually. And then also that kind of separates those that leave, and then you ask them, why did you leave? And they'd be like, oh, we haven't won in, I don't know, 11 games, only one win. And then you're like, okay, you obviously haven't witnessed the times where you were literally in the second tier.
Yeah.
And you know those are glory hunter fans, because the real fans, I've even seen some real City fans, they were like, I'm actually enjoying this moment because all those glory hunters, they're pissing off.
And
They're leaving us.
The thing I hate so much is like when they say, oh yeah, next week I have to go to work, etc. But if you had won, you would have been there. So do you also leave when you have work next day? No. So man, it's like that's the thing I can say about myself. Like whenever I go to a game for content creation, but especially as a fan, like I always stay beyond the 90 minutes. Like,
and then in Germany,
it hasn't even crossed my mind to leave.
In Germany, the number one thing that people say when they leave is always like, oh yeah, I don't want to be stuck in traffic jam after the game. Okay, but why? If you don't want it comes with it. If you go to a stadium by car, of course you're going to be stuck in like traffic jam. Why do you even go to the stadium if you leave? Like, not even the result doesn't matter. There are some people, every game they leave in like 80th or 85th minute.
I'll never.
Why would you even, like, you've missed so many late goals in your life. You have a season ticket and you leave every game. I will never get that. Sorry.
Every Wednesday we will launch a new podcast episode. So we will catch you guys for the next one.
And if you like this one, you will also love this one.